Hi, this is Natalie and you are watching Femme and Film. The first film we're going to be discussing is Silver Linings Playbook, featuring Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence, who plays Tiffany, who is going to be the main character we're looking at in this vlog. Here's just a quick synopsis from IMDb just to give a background about what the film is about. So, IMDb states, after a stint in a mental institution, former teacher Pat Solitano moves back with his parents and tries to reconcile with his ex-wife. Things get more challenging when Pat meets Tiffany, a mysterious girl with problems of her own. So Tiffany is the character that we're going to be evaluating, and part of their relationship is that they're both going through really tough times. Pat found his wife cheating on him, which is what got him into the mental institution, and Tiffany just lost her husband in an accident. So they're both going through tough times, and they use each other to kind of find their normalcy. And spoiler in that they end up finding love within each other. So what we're going to be looking at is Tiffany's character to really understand how she's represented and what agency she really has in the film. So one of the first ways to evaluate her character is through the Bechdel test. The Bechdel test has 3 criteria, which is that there has to be 2 named female characters who have a conversation that isn't about men. Now you would think, oh, this should be pretty easy to pass. However, surprisingly, there really are many films that do not pass this test. And if you look on BechdelTest.com, you can search any film and it'll tell you if it passes the criteria or not. And it will be surprising to see how many films don't. So for Silver Linings Playbook, it actually does pass the test, but only because of one scene within the film. So there's one scene where Tiffany's talking to her sister about their new house. So that is why the test was able to pass. However, that scene is so brief that it still lends the viewer to think that there could be something problematic with the film, that there's only one scene that displays 2 female characters talking to each other about something other than a man. I also want to talk about is the issue with that it seems within the film Tiffany's happiness really revolves around the man in her life. So you would assume that before her husband passed, she lived within a state of normalcy and happiness. And when she lost her husband, which granted that's a normal reaction, she went into what the movie describes as a crazy pattern of making kind of questionable decisions. And it is not until she meets Pat that she's able to really come back into this state of normalcy. And it's through her love for Pat that she's able to do this. And from past research I've done, this would be described as the power of heterosexual love. So the love between her newfound love between Pat was able to re-find her happiness. And I find it completely understandable that could be a realistic situation, and that finding a new relationship with someone else helps you move on from the past. However, what I find problematic is that almost every film has the same narrative. So it's not that sometimes a female character is able to find happiness through a different avenue than love, but normally that's how it ends up. So I feel that the pattern of these films is what really makes this idea worth examining. What I talked about earlier is thinking about which character maintains the most agency. And that means like the power within the film, self-autonomy, and being able to make one's own decisions. And I'm going to show you a section of the film. It's the last scene of the film that I think really describes the agency of each character. So we're going to look at that right now.
Thank you for coming. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm really good. Yeah, thanks.
You look really happy out
yeah,
there.
yeah. Who'd have thought? Dancing.
You look incredible.
Thank you. Yeah.
Lost a lot of weight.
I've been reading your books and a positive attitude on my medication and therapy.
And I feel like I'm clinging to a cloud I can't understand. I get misty just holding your hand. Walk my way, and 1,000 violins begin to play. Or it might be the sound of your hello, that music I hear. I get misty the moment you're near. You can say that you're leading me on, but it's just what I want you to do.
Where's Tiffany?
She left. What do you mean she left? She left. What do you Where is she?
Let me tell you, I know you don't want to listen to your father, I didn't listen to mine, and I'm telling you, you gotta pay attention to the signs. When life reaches out at a moment like this, it's a sin if you don't reach back. I'm telling you, it's a sin if you don't reach back, and it'll haunt you the rest of your days like a curse. You're facing a big challenge in your life right now, this very moment, right here. That girl loves you, she really, really loves you. And I don't know if Nikki ever did, but she sure as hell doesn't love you right now. And I'm telling you, don't fuck this up.
I love you, Dad.
I'm too misty and too much.
Hey!
Just leave me alone.
Wait a second.
Please.
I have one more letter for you to read, okay?
What the fuck is the matter with you? Give it to her yourself.
Let me say something. You don't ever have to see me again if you just read it, all right?
This is so fucked up.
Yeah, just read it.
Dear Tiffany. I know you wrote the letter. The only way you can meet my
Crazy was by doing something crazy yourself. Thank you. I love you. I knew it the minute I met you. I'm sorry it took so long for me to catch up. I just got stuck. Pat. I wrote that a week ago.
You wrote that a week ago?
Yes, I did.
You let me lie to you for a week?
I was trying to be romantic.
You love me?
Yeah, I do.
So what you've seen from the clip is that it was all about Pat realizing his love for Tiffany. Tiffany was certain of her feelings, knew what she wanted, and it was until Pat realized that he loves her that their relationship was able to happen. So that really describes the agency that Pat has as a male character over Tiffany, the female character. Tiffany does make her own decisions throughout the film, but in this the climax of the movie, when they realize that they both love each other, Pat is the one who really makes the decision. If Pat decides to go with his ex-wife, who throughout the whole film he's really trying to get back to, then there would be no relationship, even though that's what Tiffany wanted. So that just really describes that Tiffany doesn't really have the majority of the agency within the film. And within this discussion, I find it interesting because Jennifer Lawrence, for her role as Tiffany, won the Oscar. So for the character with the lesser agency to get those accolades after the film is very interesting, because Pat is really the one making the decisions within the film, but his character in real life, Bradley Cooper, he does not receive the same amount of accolades. So for an actress which is great that they're able to find these these roles and be the main character within a film and receive these accolades, but I find it important to really look under the surface and see that there are still problems within the film, and that Jennifer Lawrence is receiving accolades for a role that doesn't really necessarily empower women and isn't a role that's really changing the way that women are perceived in film. So I hope that this vlog has made you reevaluate perhaps Silver Linings Playbook. I do think it's a fantastic film. I really enjoyed watching it. I would watch it again, but I think it's important to really delve into the female character to see really what agency women are given in order to really make changes for the way that women will be portrayed in feature films, and to really understand that there's still work to be done and women still are searching for their agency within these blockbuster films. So thanks for watching. See you later.